That's
This
hilarious.
guy's pissed.
Bro, I swear to God, dude, like,
In kind of a mellow mood tonight, fellas. I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie,
Gotta
bro.
get the energy up, bud.
Man, lock in, twin. I don't. It's not an excuse.
Get
Do you
back
see
on
Chip Kelly's new quarterback, man? Aiden Childs?
At Northwestern, yeah. They play
Ew, that's
at
ugly.
at Lansing this year.
bro. Fucking
Oh, he wanted that.
Yeah. If you guys are able to check the audio, just went live.
Oh shit.
I cannot. I do not have my other setup right now.
oh my God, man.
Just let me mic check. I think we should be good, but I just want to.
Mic check, yes, sir.
I'm tweeting it out right now. I think the NFL one fell apart. They haven't done it in a while.
Right.
Yo, we got Madden here. Let's go.
Go. I'm rooting for you, Sigs. I'm gonna be honest. I 100% am.
I'm not
You
gonna
better.
lie. I really want Indiana to win this game. No offense. I wish y'all were on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, I'm sure. I wonder why.
Because I want to see some crazy stuff happen.
All right, we are tweeted.
It's really
Our line.
unfortunate, Dave. Your
Let's
team
get
is
it.
the only team. You played like the two teams that I actually wanted to see do something in this bracket, and you're playing
James
it
Madison?
back to back. No,
I know.
Texas Tech and Indiana.
Thank you.
Just been
Matthew.
wanting Oregon to lose all year.
Not true. I would have picked y'all over literally every single other team.
Picked Penn State.
Absolutely not.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and start here with our semifinal edition of the We Know Ball College Football Podcast. As always, I'm joined by my co-host. I'm going to start down here in the corner with Adam,
Hello.
Bryce,
What's up?
and the only man still left, Mr. Stiggs.
Hey.
There he is. Yeah, so we're going to go over the previous college football playoff games and then get into a little bit of the transfer portal as well that we were talking about. Just some big names and what's been floating around, and then we'll go ahead and preview the two games that we got coming up. Everybody sound good?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right. First game we'll talk about is, unfortunately, I guess we'll start with mine. We got, because it was first, Miami beats Ohio State. 24-14 was the final, and they had a last-minute touchdown and put it out away. A lot went wrong in this game, I'll say, but I'm not gonna make excuses. Miami out executed. Ryan Day can't beat Mario Cristobal is a weird saying to say, but now he's 0-2.
Just
I've seen
crystal
a
balling.
Yeah, and I did have an accurate or BS, which I can't. It was a carry on from last week, but we don't even have to get into it. It was just gonna be about the bye, the teams being 1-7 now, off the bye. But I actually personally hate that excuse. I talked about this with my brother. I don't think the bye is why Ohio State lost. I don't think you can solely blame the whole game on the bye. They did come out a little bit hotter in the second half. People won't realize it, but after the first half, and Adam was watching with me, Sand did play a lot better in the second half until whatever that last drive was. The slow pace of play that Ohio State's played with all year came back to bite them in the ass. That's not a style of play that you have to come up with when you're down by 2 touchdowns, realistically. You scored fast in the second half and only got 3 possessions after that, realistically, full. And the O-line got dominated. Now, I do think that there are some silver linings from this game. I went back and saw some of the all 22 from it. Um, and maybe a bit of a hot take here. Besides saying that Sand played his worst game, is I think Ryan Day's getting a lot of flack for calling the game. When I went back and watched it, a lot of the play calls I didn't think were terrible. There was a lot of misses, is what it seemed like the problem. The play before the pick six, they had a wide open touchdown that Sane didn't see over the middle. The 3rd and 20 screen, one missed block by a guard. He had Donaldson had lead blocking another 30, 40 yards up the field. Other plays as well. I mean, when you're going to be in that play calling position, the only thing you can do is set up your players for, to execute. It's on them to follow through. I thought Patricia probably called his worst game. I didn't understand, and Adam could hear me screaming my head off. Why are they playing 10 yards off the line, the DBs, when they haven't thrown it past 5 yards the entire game? I was losing my mind at that because they weren't bringing any pressure either. Ultimately, the defense gave up 17 points, so it's really on the offense, but really ugly loss there, Stiggs.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed is Miami was running around like they were hitting hard. They were flying to the ball. They were getting after it. Keontae Scott was making big plays. Bain Jr. was making big plays. So over the first 2 games, Miami, their defensive line has created 50 pressures and they have 12 sacks. So they are just a menace. That was another big thing too. They were all over Julian, saying he didn't really have a lot of he did have some clean pockets, but he didn't have a lot of them. Um, I did want to highlight, you didn't really mention it. JJ Smith still went off.
Yeah.
He was the only player that on Ohio State that was really played at a high level. Um, it just once Miami kind of got up early, they were able to play from a position of strength. That's their game. They were able to run the ball with Fletcher, and then get after, kind of have their defensive line pin their ears back because they knew that you guys had to drop back and pass because it was a 2 possession game for much of the second half. But kind of like Bryce. Bryce was super eager to go over this game, by the way. So I'll let him take it after me.
Oh,
But
really? I didn't
the
know that.
oh yeah, he said he couldn't wait to talk about this one. And I was like, gosh, he's super hater mode. Trust me, I know. I was already giving
He's
him.
like,
He wants Oregon to
hater
lose.
mode. What's
But,
that?
yeah, but yeah, it was. You got to give Miami credit. They did win on trenches on the both sides of the ball. And yeah, it's going to be a real interesting matchup for Miami next round.
Yeah, I think so too. And kind of to tie into what you said, I mean, that was Miami's strengths, and a lot of Ohio State's losses in the recent years have been playing at the other team's strengths. Ryan Day's got to get out of this, this pride of trying to play games and fit the other team a little bit better. But Miami was just better. Like you said, Jeremiah Smith did play good. Um, Someone else who I thought played really well in this game was I thought Donaldson played the best out of the backs by a decent margin, actually.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Yeah, I think he was overhated this year for the role he was brought in to be. People were acting like he was brought in to be Jerome Bettis, and that's not the case. I mean, he had 10 touchdowns this year still. I think he got a little overhated, and I wanted to mention that before it moves on. Go ahead, Bryce.
Well, y'all said a lot of the things I was gonna point on. But something I do want to mention is has Miami like just unlocked a new gear? Like this is not we have not seen this Miami team since early in the season. I feel like they had a couple bad losses this year, and they haven't really been the same since the losses. Like they haven't really been truly dominant. Uh, but come playoffs, I mean, they've dominated both teams they played. So is this just final form of Miami, or is this just them like getting super lucky catching both teams on a bad day?
No, I think this is. And the thing is, for me, Miami after their second loss was actually pretty good down the stretch. I don't know if how much it was like really paid attention to, but I thought Miami was the best team in the ACC the whole year, regardless of the standings around them or anything. They're by far the most talented, and they were in the top three, top two for half the season before their first loss. I think that this is more of the identity of what we're seeing, and they're easily the best team from the ACC that's built to compete with these top teams, especially talent-wise. I think that we talked about it for a while there. I mean, you were on Ruben Bain early Stigs, like normal. Um, and Miami. Like, and we were even giving Carson Beck a little bit of praise, and he just, I think Miami was good mostly all year. It's just, also they don't get a lot of love in the conference they're in either.
What you got, Adam?
Yeah, successful hate watch again, had to point that out. But I do want to give Miami credit. I think they won in the trenches on both sides of the ball. I mean, like you pointed out, Dave, Ruben Bain felt like he was winning every single pass rush snap. He was there in a hurry. And because of that, I felt like Julian Sayin had like happy feet, like he was super uncomfortable in the pocket. And on the offense for Miami, they didn't really do much, like downfield. They just kept playing in their strengths in the flats with Fletcher, and it just kept working. Like Ohio State couldn't really stop anything they were doing. So I just want to give them credit for for their game plan.
I was about to say that's a good call out because I did notice because Dante Moore kind of did the same thing in my game. When Julian Sayin would drop back and when he would get pressure, which was a lot, he wasn't really able to step up in the pocket, probably because he wasn't comfortable, but he was like stepping back. And so when he would step back, he would take in those sacks that he took were like 10, 12-yard losses, just not good sacks to take, not just, a 2 or 3, 4-yard loss.
I was saying that to Adam. You can ask him. I was getting very upset. I'm like, first off, the pressure on him, and second off, he's got to get rid of some of those, which that'll come up.
Yeah,
experience.
100%.
You can't take a 15-yard sack. But last thing before that I'll say, I guess for the season before we move on, is I'm not mad. I'm not in the lunatic fringe that thinks Ryan Day should be fired. I'm not in any of those. I'm pretty let down with how it ended based off how the middle of the year went, but you can't expect to win it every year, and I think that some people get too caught up in that. So I think that we'll be okay moving on.
I think y'all did beat Michigan this year. That was massive. The season could have been a whole lot worse if that had not happened.
Also settles that stupid-ass argument that I heard people have in the offseason. Would you rather win a natty and lose to Michigan or beat Michigan and not make a natty? Yeah, how's it feeling about right now to those idiots?
Definitely worse than it did after winning the natty after losing to Michigan.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I mean. And I'm literally wearing a beat Michigan sweatshirt as we're sitting here. But, yeah, we'll move on to the next game in the slate, which was your Stig.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I want to point out the first thing in this game. Like, listen, I know the Texas Tech offense didn't have the greatest of days, but like, I feel like all the announcers and pundits, like, they're not giving Oregon's defense any credit. And I do want to point out that, like, dude, Oregon pitched a shutout, regardless of how you put it. Texas Tech had like 2 yards to carry. I think it's still like close to 3, I think, after sack adjusted yards. They really had like 2 plays that were over 20 yards. One was because our linebacker missed a tackle and our strong side corner didn't hold contain. And it was like a 40 or 50-yard run. And that was really it. So I want to give credit to the Oregon defense. Brandon Finney, 2 interceptions, fumble recovery. Bryce Betcher, forced fumble, 13 tackles. He had like a 78 grade on PFF. He's just so fast, moving side to side. You talk about like that's a big thing in today's game is, obviously you got to get up, you got to fill holes. He does that willingly, but he's really good at like moving forward and not losing his movement when he has to, go side to side. So good game from him, and the offense was anemic. I don't want to really talk about it too much. It was bad, and if we have a similar performance like that to Indiana, then we will just straight up lose. It's not even a question. But Texas Tech defense is amazing. David Bailey, first-round pick for sure. Me and Adam were just talking about like who the Bengals might get at pick 10. If David Bailey's there, probably fire that up. He's a playmaker. Same with Lee Hunter, defensive tackle number 2. First play of the game. Our center Poncho Iapani Lalulu, he was a finalist for the Remington, which is the best center in college football. First play of the game, Lee Hunter, 2-hand pads, diagnoses the play, and just tosses him aside to the ground, makes the tackle. I'm like, yeah, we're going to be in for a long day. But I want to give Tech's defense prop. Their offense just wasn't ready for it. And yeah, on to the next round. Tough matchup.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect way to put it. To me, I'm getting like a feel from the media of a letdown, which like I don't understand that. It's like, Stiggs, if I told you last week going into your game, hey, you guys are playing Texas Tech this week, you're gonna shut them out and win by 20 plus points, what would you say? Sign me up. That's impressive.
Put my name on the contract.
That's what I mean, and that's kind of how I see it. And I don't think that people are giving either not giving Tech enough credit, or I don't know. It's been like a weird reaction to this game. I think that I'm not understanding. Nothing is ever good enough for all of like the college football world. You can score 9 straight touchdowns, but if you don't on that 10th, you're gonna hear about it. But I mean, I thought Oregon was the better team going in. I think we were kind of talking about it. I thought Tech was outmatched, and especially offensively, it showed. But their defense was able to hold their ground mostly. Oregon's offense wasn't as smooth running as we didn't think they would be. This is one of the best defenses they've played all year, maybe the best defense, probably the best defense they played all year. But like you said before, though, I mean, 23 points isn't the most, but it's a lot more than 0. You know what I mean? Like, that's all they could muster up. And I see that a lot of Tech fans on Twitter are trying to say, we are one position away from a national championship winning team. Buddy, I think it's a little bit deeper than that. I think in the Ducks versus them, Dan Lanning kind of shaped it up perfectly. Like, they didn't play another team nearly versus what we have all year. That's words to us. We've been tested by teams who have similar talent to us. They didn't have that.
They did lose the trench battle on offense.
Yeah, they did bad. That's more than one position.
I've been hyping up Tech's quarterback for the past several years, and the biggest moment of his career, he decided to suck. It was honestly criminal. Like
it's also playing on a broken leg.
Yeah, Tech defensively they were phenomenal in the game. Like they were pretty good. Their offense could not do anything, and I don't know. I was very disappointed with Baron Morton. He's been a dog for him ever since his freshman year, but not over the past weekend.
Hey, don't worry though. The best quarterback in college football history apparently is coming to save them next year. It's all good.
You care to share that, Adam?
break down
the quarterback.
Yeah. We can get into it a little bit more in a little bit.
That's fine. We'll do that later.
But I also don't like the narrative around Tech now, Dave. Now it's not that they were some really good team. Now they weren't as good. Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, even if like the narrative about Oregon, if they lose this game to Indiana, there's gonna be, what has Dan Lanning won? Dan Lanning hasn't won anything. Fraud. Like, if you haven't won a national championship, you suck and you're a fraud. Like, I don't like it because Texas Tech, they're not one player away, but they're close.
Yeah,
they revamped that offensive line.
Other teams, put it that way, they'd beat a lot of other teams.
Right. They revamped their offensive line. If they revamped their offensive line, which I'm pretty sure that I know they've been white hot in the portal. I don't know how many offensive linemen they've got, but I know they got Sorsby, and I know they're putting together another strong defensive line class. So, yeah, they're going to be a problem in the future. They're getting at that full synthetic, high-quality oil money, and we love to see it.
Yeah, I'm not a hater on Tech at all. I think they beat a lot of teams, especially in the playoff field too. But we'll go ahead and move on to your next opponent here. I watched all of this game in a successful hate watch of the Rose Bowl. Oh my gosh. Talk about a beating. Indiana beats Alabama 38-3. Dude, going into this game, Pate, all of them, I'm taking Bama outright. Not this podcast. Not us. No. They haven't seen the talent of this, and they got pummeled. Both sides of the ball. First off, watching this game, Stats might not jump off the sheet at you. Mendoza was phenomenal in this game.
Heisman.
Even-
He played like a Heisman
Dude,
winner.
even when Bama dialed up the right play, he was escaping and scrambling for 7 or 8 yards. Like he was great in this game. Defensively, Bama looked frustrated. They couldn't get a stop. Offensively, they couldn't move the ball. Like it was just Bama's going for it on 4th and 1 at their own 40. Got plugged. Didn't do anything after that. Ty Simpson gets benched in this game.
No, he got hurt.
Oh yeah, on the fumble. That's right. Yeah, I do remember seeing that now. But
He was trying to go, but he couldn't.
yeah, the backup showed signs. I thought he was solid. Made a couple big throws.
Oh, a little Austin Mack action on him.
Yeah, but Indiana was clearly the better team. Bryce.
I think this just goes to show that Alabama should not have been a playoff team. Like, they beat a fraudulent OU team who also was very overrated and only got. They had a good resume, I'll give it to them, but outside of their resume, they were frauds. And they beat frauds. And then you have Alabama, who somehow the gutsy 4th and 2 call, was able to jump Notre Dame, make it into the playoff, beat another horrible playoff team, and then get absolutely throttled by Indiana's finest. And I thoroughly enjoyed watching this game.
So, Dave, before I get to you, I just want to ask you if you know generally, and I'm not meaning like exact, like this wasn't like an on-the-spot question. It just came to my mind. What is the talent composite on the field in this game? On Indiana versus Alabama.
Oh, Indiana has no 5 stars. I think they have 8 4 stars, and the rest are
Yeah.
3 stars and below.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Indiana's the only team that the talent composite doesn't matter because of Signetti and his coaching staff, and what they do, their game plan, just they're dialed in, man. Never seen anything like it. This game was completely dominated in all facets. Bama literally got a pity 4th quarter field goal. You can have it. Go ahead,
Yeah.
take it. We don't care. We have the second string in now.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this for DeBoer, man? I think this is a pretty bad loss. I think it's going to turn up to the media is going to turn up on him. The fans are going to turn up on him. And I'm also interested on how quickly this narrative turned on Indiana. All year, when
We've been
Oregon lost
saying
to
it.
them,
We've been saying it.
they're mid, they suck, it's a horrible loss, they can't do it again. And then now they beat Bama, and the week after they beat Bama now, because it was an SEC team with an A on their helmet, now it's like, oh my God.
They didn't even
You
get
hear
that much
Peyton
credit for
all that-
beating us either.
I don't know if you listen to the Bustin' the Boys podcast with Josh Pate. He goes on there every week. And yeah, they were all predicting the game. They all picked Indiana over Oregon. They're all, oh yeah, how can you doubt Signetti now? It's amazing. How can you doubt him now? And it's just like for 12 weeks they were mid, and it was a bad loss, and now they're just the goats.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like you said too, they didn't even give them that much credit for beating us either.
not at all, because it was 13-10.
Yeah, I think
Or
that
whatever the
Bama's
score was.
It was 13-10. Yeah, and it's like Bama
Yeah.
probably gets viewed a little bit differently for DeBoer if this is 38-33 instead of 38-3.
Mhm.
But the reality is it wasn't. It was 38-3. You got ran off the field, and also, Stiggs, and I think it took Bryce even some time to come around. We have pounded the Indiana drum for a long time. I was pounding their drum last year that they were a solid team, but
Bro, the We Know Ball podcast has been on Indiana.
That's
I
what
picked
I
them to
mean.
the play. I picked Mendoza for the dark horse Heisman. Like, it just proves how strong the SEC bias is. Because now that they beat a 3-loss Bama, they're gonna win it all, and it's crazy. Like now they're hyping them up. I hate it because we've been banging the drum, like you
we
said.
know how good they are. That's the thing. We've known it the entire time. And the thing is, and Bryce, your Indiana take in the chat, it was not a crazy take about like their season and everything. What I think though is for Indiana, they've had to do more than any other team in history to try to earn respect from peers, from people. I don't think there's another team in history that's had to earn as much respect as them with the resume they have. It took
And
this long.
go on the schedule. The schedule that they had this year is kind of brutal.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, Adam, what do you think? I mean, what are you thinking about Indiana?
I mean, I said they would lose to Illinois earlier in the year, and they weren't good, so it was the dumbass. They just, honestly though, they just keep proving me wrong. I was kind of low on them, like you guys were saying, like, oh, they're not that great, and they just keep shutting people up. First, they keep making history too. I think the first time they won the Big Ten since 1945 or something like that.
Yeah.
Then winning the Rose Bowl, beating the shit out of Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Might I add, they just every
Winning the
time
Big
people
Ten.
keep doubting them, they
Yeah.
just keep winning. Yeah, they just keep winning.
Yeah. And then, speaking of narratives, we'll get into the last game here because our chat, general college football media, got it wrong too. And Stiggs did not get it wrong.
The Hail
said
Mary.
last time we were on this podcast, you could go back a week and play the clip. And I'm not trying to say I was right more than Stiggs. Stiggs called the game right. What I was going to say is, why are we judging Georgia as some unstoppable force that no one can play with off their one most recent game? That's it. And then they lost. Everyone just assumed Georgia had it. It did make our loss
Oh, dude, did
sting
you?
a lot less, by the way.
I-
Georgia and Bama both losing right after us, and we didn't get blown out. Okay.
I was astounded by how many big teams lost in the quarterfinal round. That was just astounding to me. Also, a lot of the college football podcasts that I listen to, and even people in our chat, a lot of people in our chat were feeling UGA real for the national championship. Like that was the hot pick. That was the trendy pick. They were playing so good. But what was their best win?
Bama?
Alabama. They did beat Ole Miss, which that Ole Miss win is obviously looks insane now, but that's early. And Ole Miss adjusted, and their defense gave up 30 something points in every single game. That it was they had a lot of close wins too. The Tennessee. So
Yeah, I think you're spot on with it. And, I mean, we got to stop with Alabama. And I think you're on the same page here, Bryce and Stiggs, and probably Adam, too. This is not Saban's Bama. Beating them is not like beating a Saban Alabama team. It is not. Like we just saw with Indiana. That does not mean they just beat 2020 Alabama. That means they beat Kalen DeBoer's team that can't run the ball. It's if they had a different logo, people would be looking at them a lot differently.
I forgot my nugget. I want to say it real quick.
Go ahead.
PFF started grading college football games in 2015. Trinidad Chambliss had a 91.3 grade, which is the second highest graded game against the Georgia Bulldogs ever. Paul, can you guess the first one?
Is it Stroud?
CJ Stroud in 23. That's the only player who's had a higher graded game. Shredded them.
He
But
lost.
also want to shout out Pete Golding for holding that team together, head
Yeah.
coach. It's an insane rally. I think Lane Kiffin thought that he was going to get the Iowa State treatment where, all the players come to LSU. I don't think he's going to get any players. If anything, everyone's kind of
I think it's
spinning the narrative
so
that
funny now. Ole Miss is farther than they've ever been, beating Georgia that Lane can never do as soon as he's gone. It's just so
Love
funny.
it.
He's leaving to a national title contender. If Ole Miss wins the next game, makes the Natty. I mean, buddy, you were already there. Which
He
is what
looks
we
so
said
dumb.
6 weeks ago.
he looks so dumb.
But yeah, Ole Miss, got to give them credit. I mean, not a lot of people picked them. Stiggs, you were on it. That everyone thought
If-
this was Death Star Georgia, and it just wasn't again. Go ahead, Bryce.
If Ole Miss was to win the Natty, this would be not once, but twice, where Lane Kiffin was the coach on a team for 90% of the year, but did not get his ring from that team. I don't think any other coach has ever done that.
At some point, you gotta look at the common denominator of the messy exits here, Stiggs.
So what, LSU natty in 6 years that Lane Kiffin won't finish? Is that what we're predicting?
That Scott Satterfield comes in the last game to coach him win a natty.
I don't know what crack you got over there. That's some pretty strong stuff.
You got anything about this game, Adam? The Georgia Ole Miss game?
Yeah, I just wanted to say what an incredible game this was. I mean, just so
It was
back and
awesome.
forth pretty much the entire way. Like you pointed out, Dave, Trinidad was really good in this game. He ended up with 362 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Harold Wallace, not Harold.
Good
sorry,
shout.
that's a different player.
Good shout.
Harrison Wallace. He balled out too. He had 156 yards and a tutty, and so with a former Oklahoma State Cowboy, Deshaun Stribling, with 122. I mean, just absolute cinema watching that game.
I think Kawan Lacey had like 92. He only had like 40 or so against the Georgia last time. So they really got every performance they needed from everybody. I mean, even though the defense gave up however many points it was, what was it, 30-something, 30?
You walk away with
34.
a win, you're good.
You got the dub. You're in the semifinals. That's all that matters. And you're not facing a high flying team. You know, you're going to face a ground and pound team that's going to try and break you down. So.
Also, I just want to give a quick shout out here. We Know Ball Podcast had Trinidad Chambliss as a player of the week back in week 4. We've been hipped. Again,
Dad.
we have been hipped. We never wrong just early, except for some of our takes were brutally wrong. But
Some.
just some. And going from that, before we get into previewing the next games, since we got 2 of them, we got a little bit of time here. I want to talk about the transfer portal. There's been a lot of action going on, as you guys know. Like Adam kind of hinted at earlier, Brendan Sorsby goes to Texas Tech. Shocker. Everyone's surprised. He did not post a picture with a coach grabbing his ass, but his girlfriend did.
Waiting for that. Need that, actually.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, that's a good pickup for them. Like we kind of touched on it earlier. They're not a quarterback away. They still need some help in the trenches. Probably need a few more playmakers as well. I haven't got into the all 22 film, so I'm not really sure if the Texas Tech receivers were open consistently. I did watch one breakdown where there was 2 plays where Texas Tech definitely had where Barron made the wrong play. And there was a receivers open in space that could have made big plays. So interested to see.
Yeah, I want to stay on this topic a little bit because me and Adam talked about it the other day.
I don't know if he's worth the price.
This is not me being the hater here. I think we're overrating Sorsby, guys. Maybe not us on the podcast, but the media is acting like this guy is Heisman. Like he was solid to good. I didn't think he was great or elite for an extended period of time, especially the second half of the year, Adam.
Yeah, apparently this guy's the next Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow. Just put on the game film. Put on the Arizona game. Put on the Utah game. You'll see the real Brendan Sorsby right there. He had great stats. I mean, he was really good for like a good chunk of the season. But again, in 2 years, back to back, now you can blame Sorsby, you can blame Satterfield, you can blame whoever the hell you want to blame. But it's not a coincidence that the 2 years that he was here and he was starting games, they fell apart in the second half both times. And then they come out here and they gave him apparently $5 million. He's not worth that. At all, in my opinion. I know I sound like one of them ex-girlfriends that are still stuck on them, but it's just my opinion.
I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. Sorsby's the NFL loves him, and I don't think UC did him any favors with the offense they ran. I think it is Satterfield thing. I think it's just a mentality. I don't think Satterfield goes in the halftime and puts his visor on and gets those guys fired up. You know, I think they go in there and they're like, man, fuck this dude. Sorry, low key. but yeah, Sorsby's low key. Like, okay, hear me out. Hear me out.
Give me a
Don't
hot
do
take.
it.
Give
Don't-
me a hot take. Say it. Come on.
Brennan Sores. Why did Lane Kiffin want him? Because he's low key Jackson Dart. Low key,
Jackson Dart's a first round pick.
Brennan Sorsby can be a first round pick.
Okay, is that your way
I'm-
early prediction? Are you going to lock it in or not?
I'm not stamping it. I say that Brennan Sorsby will be drafted within the first 3 rounds. 100%.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Oh, he was already getting that hype this year, so I can definitely see that. It's like I said, he has all the talent in the
I'll
world
stamp it.
to be the
Brennan
Heisman.
Sorsby's going to go off and be a first round pick. Book it.
Oh, lock it in. And my cam froze on me doing that.
I love that. That's fire.
That's a crazy campaign. Oh, where'd it go?
I'm back. I had to unfreeze it because I was stamping it.
I liked it.
Good thumbnail, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
That is a great,
right?
great thumbnail.
One of the most surprising moves in the portal, and I wanted to mention here, Parker Livingston going from Texas to OU. This guy had all of Texas's touchdowns in like their first 4 games. Like they didn't score outside of him. Going to a rival. What do you guys think about those guys who go to rival teams?
I love this move out of him. I don't know if y'all heard about the story too. He did not want
I was
to
about to say, he got forced out.
Yeah.
I don't think this was a.
I'm unaware
His
of the
decision.
story, so you guys are enlightening me right now. What happened here?
Texas was going after another wide receiver in the portal.
Cam Coleman.
Cam Coleman. And they basically said that Parker Livingston was not going to get to play, and he's going to be a backup, and that he should go ahead and just leave.
That's crazy with the year.
And that's what he did. And he went
I think that
straight to
influenced
OU.
his decision.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, the fan base loved him. The fan base
Dude,
loved him.
He was
and
solid for them, I thought. All
Yeah.
year he was solid for them.
He had a very hot start.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Not kind of to talk about myself here, but the dabble. Our wide receiver room. Good thing we aren't still playing. I feel bad for Oregon. That was going to be my accurate or BS about the transfer portal. Should guys who hit the transfer portal be allowed to still play in the playoff if it's still there? Because have you guys seen the Oregon injury report?
yes.
There was a
We're
lot.
living, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. Apparently, so what we have 2 healthy running backs. We have a third who has the plans to enter the portal, but my read on it is if you haven't officially entered the portal, you can still play. But if you've entered the portal, like officially, like put the paperwork in, you can't actually play. Now, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that's just what kind of my take on it. Reading all the stuff on it, yeah, it's a bad day to be an Oregon Duck running back because we only have 2. We might have to play one of our linebackers. Braden Platt played like fullback in high school. I mean, he can at least come in there. Well, what I'm worried about is both the 2 backs that are left are our 2 worst pass blocking backs. The thing about Davison is, yeah, he got all the touchdowns and yeah, he had the best like yards per carry, but he did all the dirty work. He was not scared to lead block for the other running backs. He's the best pass protecting back that we had. So it was like the kind of the unsung stuff that made him stick out, and that's why he got to play because they're all talented. You know what I mean? They can all run the ball, can all make plays, but that's why he got to play so fast as a true freshman, because he did the dirty work.
So I wanted to ask you about that a little bit as you were getting into it. Typically for that, I would say if you're that decimated, a lot of teams will pull like an extra tight end or anything in there, but I don't think you want to lose the receiving ability of Sadiq that much.
I mean, I say give him 5 carries.
Yeah, we'll
Why not?
Yeah.
we got Jamari Johnson. I like him a lot too.
Yeah.
He
Six gonna have
can
something
play
cooked
too.
up for that maybe.
Yeah.
To try to attack
Dude.
that.
Okay, real quick before, you know what? I'll save this till after the transfer portal. talk
Okay.
because I have a take that was given to me by someone else. It's actually my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law's dad. They're both Buckeye fans, and they have
Oh.
a hot take on Signetti, and I want to run it by you guys. But do you care if I go over the G5 transfer portal real quick, Paul?
Go
I would
ahead.
love for you to do that.
Yeah.
Adam, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I'm just gonna hate one last time for this season on Scott Satterfield because I got this shit, man. The UC went 7-6 this year, right? And the guys that entered the portal are going to Missouri, Florida, Indiana. Their quarterback, who was the #1 player in the portal for some sites, was going to Texas Tech. Christian Harrison, a starter in our secondary, is going to Arkansas, and a defensive lineman is going to Kansas State. It's like, if all these power schools want our talent, how the fuck can we not win with these dudes, man? It's so frustrating. That's all I have to say.
I think you know
It's
the
just
answer to that.
irritating. Yeah, that hat went. God, compliance.
Go
I gotta
ahead.
love it.
You wanna
Yeah. So Paul kind of referenced one of my guys earlier. I'll talk about some G5 guys specifically who are transferring. I even got, I think, a Division II guy on here. But UTSA wide receiver Devin McCoon, he has signed with Ohio State, 726 and 8 touchdowns. Kind of talked about it with Paul. Look at his stats. Doesn't have a lot of catches, but he has a high yards per catch because he's a big play guy. He's going to get over the top. Sayan's going to be able to get him some deep balls. I don't expect him to catch a bunch, but the ones that he does catch are going to be deep balls. Wayne Knighton, the JMU running back, he is following Kenny Chesney to UCLA. Interested to see how he fares against a full season of a Big Ten slate. Also, Alonzo Barnett, their quarterback, he's going to UCF. Also interested to see how he does in the Big 12. We got ECU's quarterback, formerly from Michigan State. So this is Michigan State to ECU to Illinois. The new Luke Altmaier is Katen Hauser. Like I said, originally at Michigan State. I think he's a rock solid quarterback, kind of a carbon copy of Luke. He'll be fine. That is an HBCU guy, FCS. Alabama State wide receiver Jalen Jones. He's going to Texas Tech. He had 1,100 yards and 9 TDs. He was an HBCU All-American, so Tech continuing to load up on some perhaps unheralded guys. Old Dominion QB Colton Joseph, he's going to Wisconsin. He was the highest graded Sun Belt QB, and that's including Alonzo Barnett, who had his fair share of success in the second half against Oregon. So I'm interested to see how he does as well. Adam, why don't you tell him who UC's quarterback's going to be?
I was gonna say, what's Facebook anniversary?
Oh, my Atlanta. So
Adam's not thrilled
yesterday,
about it, but JC French, man.
yeah, the quarterback from Georgia Southern.
He's been mentioned
Heard
here
some,
multiple
not
times.
some, just, I'm not thrilled with it at all, honestly. I would just rather ride the development of Samaj Jones. But I understand we lost 2 QBs. I got to get somebody else in the room to compete with them, so I guess it's a good thing.
Right. If Samaj is really that good, worst case scenario, dude plays first half of the year and they realize he's not it and they turn to Samaj, see what he's got. Worst case scenario. At that point, Satterfield's probably gone. So
Yeah. Samaj might win the battle in camp, too. You don't know.
maybe it's all part of the plan, Adam.
Samaj Jones supremacy.
Also,
Right.
Stiggs, I wanted to mention one G5 that you forgot, actually.
I'm still going.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, then. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
I just want to get Adam's take.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We got Hawaii wide receiver Jackson Harris. He's going to LSU. He's 6 foot, 180 pounds. Now, apparently, there's some big time untapped potential. One of the podcasts I listen to, he's a LSU insider. They're super excited about this kid. Lane Kiffin's going to load up on a bunch of wide receivers, and we'll see what he does. San Jose State wide receiver Danny Scudero. He's going to Colorado. That's one of my G5 goats of the year. That was a great pickup for them. 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 1,200 touchdowns.
Whoa, that's a
1,200
year.
yards, 10 touchdowns. And then last but not least, we got 2 UNLV
That's what I was
Rebels.
getting to. That's what I was getting to, yes.
Jackson Arnold to Auburn, from Auburn to UNLV. And then, how does this dude still have eligibility? UNLV linebacker Justin Flo. formerly of Oregon, from Oregon to Arizona to UNLV, apparently still has eligibility even though he's playing in 2019. I don't get it.
Bro, what?
I'm
That
pretty sure he
during
was.
the COVID year. That's crazy.
He was playing with Joe Burrow in college. So.
Yeah, no, that I didn't look that up, but that sounds right.
That is crazy. Also, Jackson Arnold, he's going the Tate Martell route, the 5-star to UNLV. It's crazy
That's
some
funny.
of these guys are 5-stars that end up not even in a power conference anymore, isn't it?
You know who
Bombs.
I didn't even mention who entered the transfer portal? I just lost his name. The dude who is at like Sac State now.
Oh, I
Bro,
thought
he
you were-
went to
Davis Warren.
he was a five. No, he was a 5-star. He committed to like Arizona State. Jalen Rashada.
Oh, okay. He's at Sac State now. Wow.
Yeah, and then he just entered the portal again.
Davis Warren
Oh,
is in the portal. That's what made me say that. I don't know if you saw
Davis
that.
Warren is committed to Stanford, bud.
Or, yeah, that's,
I don't know if you guys saw the
that's
another
that's
USC
crazy.
legend Malachi Nelson's also in the portal again.
I did
No,
not
that's
see that.
another 5-star.
Yeah.
Bro, some of these are crazy. Also,
Get the
with
LinkedIn fired up.
with the one that you said of ours, Stiggs, that's the first portal receiver we've ever taken.
I mean, can you blame Ohio State? They haven't
Time
had
is
the
now.
need to take. I can't believe you guys lost Porter, Graham,
Rogers.
and who is the other one?
Rogers, yeah.
Yeah, you guys lost 3
I
wide
called
receivers.
that
They had
one.
to.
I called that
They
one.
had to see. Did they just? What did they just think it's going to be? Chris Henry and Jeremiah Smith, Twin Towers, and that's it.
I guess. Also, it doesn't help that, like, in the Indiana game, why is David Adolph getting plays over 5-stars out there? Like, I don't care how old he
They
is.
had to know. They had to know that they were going to hit the portal. They had to
Well,
tell them.
And I think
That-
a
that-
lot of
that's
it
the
has to
only
be
thing.
CHJ, right? It has to be a lot of it CHJ. It has to be, right? Because what else could it be? Tate's off to the
Yeah.
draft, so I mean, it's got to be that. I don't. The portal's interesting.
They guaranteed.
Go
They
ahead.
guaranteed CHG playing time to get him away from Oregon. That's my take on it.
You know what? As of right now, I'm okay with that. I mean,
Yeah.
CHJ's supposed to be a stud, so hopefully it
No,
pans
he's not supposed to be. He is, brother.
out.
It's
But-
okay to say it.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. I've gotten ahead of myself on plenty of players who I thought were going to be studs, and they did not pan out.
There's still some interesting names that have yet to drop too. You know, Sam Levitt.
Mhm.
We didn't even mention Damon Williams re-signs with Washington
And then
for
hits the
apparently
portal.
$5 million, and then Lane Kiffin comes calling, says I got 7,
Bruh,
and he
also-
says,
"Can I say something real quick?"
yeah,
And I wanted to say this earlier.
Damon Williams and UW suck for ruining college football. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that does suck. Every fan base does this, and I absolutely hate it. If they're talking about guys who they have on their team, they add these guys to the lineup. Oh, this guy's really good. The second the guy hits the portal, he wasn't gonna play here anyway. Best of luck, good luck, wishes, anything. Every time I'm like, bro, you can't.
Depth piece. He was a depth piece.
Do you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
bro, you can't be like, all year like, yeah, we got this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and as soon as they hit the portal, he would have never played here anyway. Like,
I'm trying to hype him up. Tyler Shuck's a first-round quarterback for Morgan at the end of the day.
that's
You know what
true.
I
See,
mean?
that's what I
Like,
mean. Like, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I saw our fan base was doing it. I saw Washington doing this with Demond is what made it. You said it. I saw them like good, they're trying to take this garbage quarterback. Like you guys were hyping up Demond for 8 months.
Yeah, did you see their Barstool account? They were like, at one point, it's like, yeah, Damon Williams is winning the Heisman this year. And then, like, later I was like, he's winning it next year. And then I saw on one of their comments, one of theirs, yeah, LOL, he's a 5'6" midget anyway. No one wants him. Like,
Right,
what,
yeah.
come on now. We got to be consistent.
Yeah, that
I,
just bothers me with that. I see that on every fan base. It's like best of luck. Anyway, he wasn't gonna play here. Like,
I saw one tweet that was like it was some Washington account that was like breaking down like all of his games against big teams, like he did horrible in all of them. He's like Damon Williams, like versus Oregon twice, like versus Ohio State, like versus Washington State, like all of his bad games. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, they're so fast to turn. It's hilarious.
so crazy.
I didn't even mention real quick, dude, Cal. Tops
Cal,
Poise got Cal on a heater.
Heater. They are on a
Heater.
heater. Yeah, they
So
are.
I don't remember a lot of specific players offhand, unfortunately, but I know they got like I think one of the highest rated tight ends from New Mexico in the portal. Don't know his name offhand, but they already have a tight end coming back as well. So that's good. They got a wide receiver. I don't know from where, but apparently he's wide receiver one. They got Adam Muhammad, which was a running back from Washington who went for over 100 against Oregon. Their one bright spot, really. They were really wanting him to come back and stay too. They got some pieces, man. And they also got a defensive back from Oregon, 6'4" guy, and I believe they maybe got, I can't remember, another player from Oregon if I'm not mistaken, but I can't remember 100%.
They got a good coach too. I like the trajectory Cal's on. Also, it's on the flip side of what I was saying earlier. It's okay for it to suck that players are leaving your program too. Like, dang, I didn't want him to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to see James Peoples leaves, and now he's at Penn State's gonna be there. He's gonna be their running back one.
I'm sure Bryce is sick about freaking Wendell Gregory.
I am. That we have a couple of dogs that I did not want to lose. Him and Rodney Fields were the two people that I just did not want us to lose, and they're both gone. Both went to conference opponents as well, which hurts.
Where did Wendell go? Did he commit?
Yeah, he's at Texas Tech.
Oh, dude, that's a huge get for them because he was super underlooked this year because of the year that Oklahoma State had in general. They just didn't have a defense, so it was hard to kind of gauge. But dude, when he's on, just kind of like Colin Martin and what's his name, Nick, last year.
Nick Martin, Colin Oliver, and Nick Martin.
Yeah, I liked both of those guys a lot last year. They just didn't really get a fair shake because of how bad the defense was. Same with this guy. He's going to be a beast at Texas Tech. I guarantee it. Wouldn't be surprised me if he kind of has like a David Bailey-esque year because he's sick off the edge.
Yeah. Bryce, I
he's
wanted
edge,
to
right?
ask you about them too. I know who you're talking about, Stiggs.
Bryce, he's off the edge, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bryce,
that's what I thought.
To ask you. So what are we talk about everything else, and it wouldn't be right to talk about the transfer portal right now if we didn't talk about the Oklahoma State Mean Green.
Cook.
So go ahead and cook some, Bryce.
So, as we all know, this has been a very tragic past couple of years for me, especially doing this podcast week after week after week after week, not experiencing any type of love or pain or joy or anger or anything. I felt nothing. I feel something again. I can actually get hurt again. That is how much joy I have, and I am super excited for next year. Like, honestly, chalk this year. It's a new year anyway. Like, sure, Indiana's been a good story, but I think we're just ready to move on to next year.
So are you guys going to be Indiana next year?
Yeah, we didn't. Y'all didn't say it, but I had an accurate or BS question for y'all.
Let's hear it. I didn't know you had
accurate
it.
BS. Oklahoma State will be in the 2026 college football playoff.
BS. I'm sorry, I love
too
you.
Early, too
Go
early.
for BS.
That's
All
like
right,
saying
we're gonna...
Scott Satterfield's going to win Coach of the Year next year.
Not necessarily.
That dude's getting canned next year. Hopefully.
The North Texas guys are going to be really good, but they're also moving to the Big 12 as well.
That's true, but they're still dogs. Like, honestly, out of the three, Drew Messmaker, Caleb Hawkins, and Wyatt Young. Wyatt Young's probably the worst of the three, and he's still a very solid player. I think Drew Messmaker, with the right development, and as he gets older and more mature, he can be a serious leader, and he can be what we need, what we are honestly desperately needed. And Caleb Hawkins, like I said, we know what he can do. He led the FBS in touchdowns this year. He is a dog, and in the Oklahoma State uniform, we've been producing running backs for the past several years now, and he would be a great addition for another running back to get its glory here in Stillwater.
Yep. Stiggs, before we get on to the game, I just wanted to ask, did Raiola commit?
I don't think he's committed anywhere. I haven't seen anything.
Okay, yeah, I thought so too. He was still out there.
I thought he was a lock for Texas Tech, honestly.
Because he wanted to be Mahomes so bad.
Yeah.
I think it's better for everyone that he's not.
Yeah,
at Texas Tech.
Better.
He's looking at.
Except for Adam.
He's looking at Brendan Sorsby through the rainy window and agony.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get on to the game. We got a game tomorrow night. I got 2.5. Game tips off at 10:30. It's an over/under 153.5. It's a podcast duel. Ohio State plays Oregon tomorrow night in basketball. Because we're in basketball. I can't do it. I can't even do it. I'm sorry. That is tomorrow.
I was about
night.
to say tips off. I was like, what is this guy talking about?
Kept going, dude. That was perfect.
Yeah. So I was ready to move on to basketball, but I'll respect. I want to stay in football season. Miami and Ole Miss plays tomorrow night, guys. 7:30 kick. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite here in the Fiesta Bowl. Over under 52.5. I feel like that's a little bit high. What are you guys thinking? Bryce, you want to start us off?
I'll start because I've been doing a lot of thinking about this game.
Bro, looked like you went through some soul searching over there. Go ahead. I'll just say, kid.
Looking at this game, looking at both offenses, at least, both of them have great leaders. Carson Beck and Trinidad Chambliss, I believe both of them can lead their team to the championship, and one of them will. I think this game will come down to those two, though. Miami's defense is going to be a little bit better than Ole Miss's defense, I believe, but I think it's going to come down to the offense and both quarterbacks. With that being said, I'm slightly leading Miami just because they have a serious hype train going right now. They've had to go. They've had 2 back-to-back massive wins, whereas Ole Miss has had just 1. They got that easy G5 spot that they got to play. They have not had to play back-to-back tough games like Miami has. And I think that could go in Ole Miss' favor. Maybe they're not beaten up and they have a little bit more rest or whatnot, whatever that may be. But I'm liking Miami in this game strictly for the leadership and in that defensive line.
Yeah, I'm also going to take Miami, but I'm not sure how much beating we really did up on them. We got pretty manhandled in that game. But yeah, I'm going to take Miami just because I think they have a better defense than Ole Miss. But Chambliss, I think, is the better quarterback as of right now. He's been balling out, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ole Miss wins this game. This is a super fun, exciting game. I'm going to pick Miami just because they beat us. So at least I could say, hey, at least we lost to the team and I went to the Natty, you know. So that's the only thing that I have because I think this game's pretty even other ways, and that's just where I'm tending to lean. Stiggs?
Yeah, this is a very intriguing game. It's kind of a tough one to pick, because Miami definitely clearly has the edge in both the trenches, but with how Trinidad Chambliss played against Georgia, it's like, dude's magic, man. He's a really, really good player. And to think that he was playing D2 last year, freaking Fair State, is insane.
Crazy.
So the key here is Ohio State got blitzed a lot. Or I'm sorry, they didn't really get blitzed a lot. Miami was able to generate pressure with just 4 or 5.
Unfortunately.
So Ole Miss, I feel like, is going to succumb to the same fate. Because if Miami blitzes, I think Chambliss will have similar success to what Georgia did. Georgia blitzed a lot, and Chambliss ate it up. And Georgia didn't stop blitzing, and that's the reason that Ole Miss won the game, is because Chambliss was just making play after play out of structure. He wasn't necessarily chunking big runs, but he was running around and making big plays. So if Miami doesn't have to blitz and they can just send 4 or 5 and get home, which I think they will, I think eventually it will go in their favor. But there is a scenario where it's a low-scoring game coming into halftime. Miami's up by a score, let's say, and them trying to milk that game and make it a ground-and-pound, low number of possession, low-scoring game goes against them, where maybe they're dominating in the yardage in the second half, but Ole Miss is still there, only down 3 points, and they start hitting explosive plays because they're like the number 2 team in the country in terms of number of explosive plays. So I want to pick Ole Miss, I really do, but I think I'm going to pick Miami and go against my heart. Which
Adam,
go
ahead.
Heart didn't leave me wrong last week, but is Adam going to do it?
Adam, are you gonna clear the board for us, or are you gonna switch it up? Also,
Yeah.
go ahead, Adam.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, my bad.
You're good. Should be absolute cinema for this game. But I'm gonna get clear the board. I'm going with the U. Just keep it short and sweet.
That's a thumbnail right
That's
there.
a thumbnail, yeah, all of us.
Right.
Just keeping it short and sweet. So, also, this has nothing to do with. I mean, none of us here would definitely not want an SEC team to make the Natty, right?
Honestly, I wouldn't be mad if Ole Miss made it because screw
They're
Lane
still-
Kiffin.
Facts.
I got-
Actually, I'm with you on that. I'm actually okay with any four of these teams winning it, just because of that fact right there.
So
Um,
say that because I think Miami going to the national championship as a 10 seed as an ACC team that didn't win the ACC would be the funniest thing. That's almost
that'd be
more
the
like
second year in a
ironic.
row that
Yeah.
it would be something like that.
Yeah, it's almost more ironic than Ole Miss going to the national championship without Lane Kiffin. Like, I think
They're
both of them are
single-handedly
crazy.
propping up that conference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing. There's no weight behind it at all.
Yeah,
None. It's a
literally.
I mean, 8-5 Duke won their
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah, it goes Duke, then Miami. That's how that conference works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so speaking about that, last year's Natty was 8-9. If Miami gets in, it's 10. Wouldn't it be ironic if this next game we talk about Oregon is the 5 seed, so we wouldn't have a top 4 seed make the Natty 2 years in a row, which is kind of interesting. Top 4 seed. Right now in the Peach Bowl, 7:30 kick on Friday. Oregon versus Indiana, the rematch. Over under 48.5. Indiana's favored by 3.5 points. Little interesting there. I'll let Stiggs go last here. Adam.
All right, again, another short and sweet, but I'm right with my boy Dave. Give me the Ducks in the upset.
Ooh.
Bryce.
My dog.
Again, this
Choose your
one's
words
gonna eat at
carefully.
me. I know. Because here's the thing, I seem like an Oregon hater. That's
you
not the
only pick
case, though.
against them like every week, so I mean,
I know,
don't know why.
I know. I know it's a problem. Because
Look in the
I mean,
mirror.
there's only 2 teams. There's really only a couple teams I wanted to see succeed in this playoff. Oregon's one of them, honestly. Oregon, Texas Tech, and Indiana, and
Just not
unfortunately,
against
they're
Tech
all
or
having to get
Indiana.
played. Yeah, they're having to get played. So I'm wanting to see Indiana do the impossible, and I think they can. So I'm taking Indiana.
So,
It's not impossible. They're favored.
yeah,
They're favored by 3.
Well, that's not what I mean.
he's
The
thinking
impossibility.
that Kirby like
He's
no
16
one
and 0
believed in
team.
us.
Yeah. Indiana being a 16 and 0 team, first time that's ever happened in this era. I guess Yale or one of those teams did it way back in the day in the
That doesn't-
1800s.
I don't count that. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
This is the Cena
going-
versus Rock meme, Paul.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
For real, yeah.
Once
Them
in a
going
lifetime.
16 and 0 with a Heisman winner, undefeated, brutal schedule. Like this is one of the. I think this is the top 3 greatest teams of all time. And I mean, people argue with that. You can say 2019 LSU or 2022 Georgia, but like nobody else is doing what Indiana's doing right now. It's truly remarkable. And if they were to win this game or win this year, win this game and then win the Natty, like I said, I don't think you can really. I don't think there is a third team that has a better resume than what Indiana would have in an argument at that point.
If they had the name Ohio State, people would talk about them as one of the best teams ever.
Possibly.
And I'm saying that's us getting biased that we shouldn't. But as I sit here and I look at the pick'ems and I see me and Bryce are tied and there's 2 games left and we picked the first game the same. If only there was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I picked Oregon to go to the national championship at the start of the playoff, as you remember, Stiggs. I've said for 10 years now, from my buddy Ryan, every Saturday it's go Bucks, and then in parentheses with a D I say Ducks. Because I have a lot of Oregon friends that I want to see them win. I want to see it. And I mean, I feel like I'm on like the recruiting day, like the national signing day to put the hat on here. Um, and I think that this is the year that they do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with the Ducks. I love Lanning. Why are my fingers looking like that?
Two more may cut. Two more may cut. Should I
I'm doing it wrong. I made a heart, but that works too. A heart for you, Dave. Um,
I just found out.
yeah. I think Lanning gets it done. He wins big games. I think he does. I think the winner of this game wins the Natty. And I also think it'll be hilarious if Oregon wins and next week Bryce is like,
They're spawning blue.
but Miami's got such a feel-good story. I just think that they're going to be the one who I want to win.
So here's the thing. No, I would
Mr. Morgan's his
uh
whole team. Like it's gotta happen, right?
that would be iconic.
Cinema.
That would be cinema.
But yeah, I'm going with the Ducks. Go Oregon. I want them to win it all as well. I'm okay with them or Indiana winning this game. I'm okay with any of the four winning the whole thing, to be honest with you, but I'm pulling for Oregon. As much as Twitter would be against me on that from my fan base, I'm going with Oregon. Stigs.
Yeah, man. When it comes down to it, I think Oregon and Indiana are the two most complete teams that are left here in the playoff. I think that they're the most balanced teams. The Oregon running back depth is concerning because let's just say one gets dinged up, then it's truly one running back, perhaps another one. We're not sure about his availability. He's technically in the portal. It's a whole bunch of semantics, and I don't know. But the Indiana defense, they caused havoc the first game, 6 sacks and 2 turnovers. Everyone's saying that the key is going to be Dante Moore versus Indiana. And while, yeah, he's going to have to play super well for us to win, I actually think the key is going to be on the other side because what Indiana has figured out is that Fernando Mendoza is the best passer in the country when it comes to dissecting zone coverage. He's got the second best passing grade. If you sit back in zone coverage, he's just going to dissect you. But Oregon doesn't play a lot of zone coverage. Oregon plays man up. They get downhill. They don't turn their back when the ball's thrown because they're looking to get downhill. Sorry, my phone went a little. I haven't touched it, so it went dark. But Oregon's defense, they like to get downhill. So I feel like Oregon defense, you don't want to blitz Mendoza either because that's asking for it pretty much. And you're gonna give the Heisman guy less guys to worry about in coverage. Like he's gonna figure that out. So the key to this game is going to be able the Oregon defensive backs. Did they get better? Elijah Surratt, Charlie Becker, Cooper Jr., the three-headed trio that they have, which is probably the best wide receiver core in the country. Let's just call it what it is. I know Ohio State's got 2 that are, first-round draft picks, but those 3 just interchanged all year. Surratt got injured, Becker stepped up. Surratt came back, Cooper was banged up. Surratt and Becker both just stepped up. And then along with their running backs who both had like 90 apiece last week, did whatever they wanted. So I think that's going to be the key. That being said, I'm going to pick Indiana, reverse jinx, undefeated.
Classic.
We're going to pick Indiana, but I feel pretty good, honestly. Like I don't think Oregon's going to win, but I think it's going to be a really close game. I just think the RB depth at the end of the day is going to play some kind of factor. And whether you guys will see it, but the casuals might not see it. Dante Moore takes a sack and they're like, oh, he's got to get the ball out faster. But we had 2 running backs in there that aren't good at pass pro and they got blown up or they just missed the guy. So it's going to be stuff like that, I think, that can lose us the game. And if Dante turns it over, sign it up. It's over.
So
we have to play a clean game.
I have a question here, Sticks. Besides the fact that, especially in the Alabama game, Indiana executed. They look like a super well-coached team that they're disciplined, right? They do their job. They do their assignments. Like, they will make you beat them. They usually don't beat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I have a take for you here, and you might disagree with me. I think that this playoff game on Friday are the 2 best offensive lines in the country, and neither one of them won the Jamore Award.
Yeah, I mean, Oregon's that. No, I don't think it's crazy at all. Because I forget the center's name for. I think it's Charlie something for Indiana.
Dog.
He's a beast.
Dog.
Yeah, absolute dog. He had a great game against Alabama. What's that?
Pat Coogan.
Is that who it is? Pat Coogan?
He's the
The
center.
center?
For Indiana. Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. He's a freaking beast. Yeah. Their offensive line has been rock solid. They had a weak point in the right side at one point, but they just seem to fix that and plug away and do what they do. So the hot take that Buckeye fan had, Paul,
Oh yeah.
he says that this team, this Indiana team, looks a lot like 2023 Michigan. And I said, "Oh, okay. Like, they kind of run the ball a lot. I could see that, little RPOs." And he said, "No, no, no. Like, they know what's coming every week against every team, and no coach has turned around college football as fast as Cignetti has at Indiana." So he thinks there's some
There's some
behind the
signs.
scenes, and he's saying that is a major proponent that Indiana has somehow figured out some kind of Connor Stallions thing, and that's why they have found instant success despite not having the talent, when talent has always mattered.
I think that is a major cope, realistically, for a couple of reasons. First off, when you first said that about 2023 Michigan, I'm thinking like Mendoza's way better than what McCarthy was. Like they don't throw the
Right,
ball
that's why I was like,
that.
I was like, they're not even a run heavy team really. Like they
Yeah,
can run the
like-
ball, but like they're more RPO.
And Indiana has a great defense, but that Michigan defense was like on another level with draft picks. Like I don't. But then when you said that, I'm sitting here thinking, I was like, the only way that is true, hear me out, is if Cignetti was doing it before he got to Indiana. Because like he said, Google him. He wins at every place he goes to.
Mm-hmm.
Was he doing it at JMU? I doubt it. You know what I mean? Like I don't believe that. I think Cignetti's just a really great coach. Personally.
I agree. I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. It is interesting to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, you
Miles,
said they're Ohio
Miles is
State
in the
fans.
chat.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we have an Oregon Ole Miss natty, we definitely got to get Smiles on the pod for it.
Smiles is an Ole Miss fan. So, Smiles, welcome aboard. Your first guest all year on the We Know Ball College Football podcast, but I do have a request though. If you're going to be on and you speak Ole Miss, you do have to turn your cam on.
Yo, give me a second. 1 second.
He is an Ole Miss fan here, Stig, so it's interesting to see. He was talking about going to the game. But
Bro, that'd
a
be
little
sick.
late.
I hope he can make it down there.
I don't think it's happening though. I think that's in Arizona, and he'd have to go tomorrow. So I don't think it's happening. But he was talking about going.
Shit, go
I'm
to the
sorry, I'm
natty.
back.
Literally, yeah.
I'm here. Sorry, you dragged me while I wasn't here.
Oh, okay. You got a cam?
I was getting ready.
There he is. Yeah.
I was getting
There it
ready.
is.
Got the
There it
drill.
is.
Let's go.
I was getting ready.
That's funny.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. What's going
Yeah.
on, boys?
How's it going?
What's up?
I'm feeling great, feeling good. Could it be better?
How are you feeling about the game tomorrow?
It's great over here. I'm excited for it for sure. I'll be honest, it's one of those things I talked about it at work today. If you would have told me, in August, September, that this team would be sitting in the college football playoff semifinals without Lane Kiffin after losing, 7, 8 guys to the draft, a really good team last year, I would have said you were drunk. So for me, this is just like, I wasn't expecting this. Like, I was expecting maybe 9-3, 8-4.
The year was supposed to be last year for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
100%, and it was frustrating losing, to Kentucky, who did they lose to? Kentucky, Florida, LSU on the road, in OT. So the Kentucky loss stings, especially after reading everything on Twitter about what was going on that week, anyways. And yeah, Jackson
Only
Darby
3 lost
played
Bama gets in.
Yeah, that's true. Only
Yeah,
three
it's
lost Bama
I've tuned into shows when I can. Truthfully, usually they're too late for me. But to me, 3 lost Bama. I think any 3 lost team, you're out. I would have much rather seen a Notre Dame team in, even though.
don't get Bryce started.
Bama.
Don't get Bryce started. We don't have that.
I
much time.
completely
I hate
agree with
Notre
you,
Dame, by the way,
honestly.
too. But
I know it,
I
but
just don't see
On
how.
Bryce's side,
I just don't see
Bama
how you
should not
put a
have been in.
3-loss team in for sure. Because then the argument is okay. Why
it's
didn't Ole Miss get in
because of the
last year?
gutsy 4th and 2 call.
Yeah, it's
So, Smiles,
It's,
does Ole Miss win tomorrow?
Do they win tomorrow? I just think, truthfully, I think they do. I think I talked to this about you a little bit yesterday. I think you know how great Miami's defense is. I just think Ole Miss's offense is a little bit different than almost any other offense in the country. It's a lot of quick passes, run, that RPO style. I don't think the pass rush is going to be able to affect Trinidad as much as Miami has so far this year.
Too. Yeah, Chambliss is a stud.
And then you saw when pressure gets to him in that fourth quarter against Georgia, I mean, you saw the plays he was making in the fourth quarter, so he can deal with the pressure when it gets there. I think, storylines and I know Indiana's the most losing program in the country, so they got a huge storyline to go win it. I just think for this year, currently, this is the best story in college football. Your coach quits on you, your coaches are quitting on you, they're leaving, and you're just proving them wrong and just sticking with your guys in the room. So I think they win it tomorrow. I do. Do I think it's going to be like the Georgia game for sure? I don't think they go blow the doors off them. But the last time Carson Beck played Ole Miss, he didn't look too good.
Oh, that's
He threw about 3 picks in that ball game.
That's a great shout.
Great shout.
Yeah, he looked like ass that game.
Yeah.
I hope they get the dub, and then regardless of what happens, I hope none of the Ole Miss players go to LSU in the portal because like I said, he was thinking he was going to get that Iowa State to Penn State pipeline where he just got 15 to 20 blue chip players from LSU and or from Ole Miss, and they're just like, nah, fuck you, dog.
Yeah.
Well, how do you expect to drag people like that? Truthfully, I think that
Right.
I know some people have talked about it on, ESPN or whatnot. You're going to go to, these kids' houses and talk to their families. How are you going to try to get a kid to commit to you when all you've done your entire life has shown that you can't commit to where you're at? I love Lane Kiffin.
A month ago.
Look, as a football coach, I love Lane Kiffin. I love when Lane's doing whatever he's doing, when he's doing it for your team, you love it. When he's gone and not on your team, you're mad. You're like, God, this guy sucks. He's annoying. You gotta get
Right.
Pete Golding only tweets out sharks on Twitter. Okay, now all of
Right.
a sudden Lane Kiffin's he's tweeting out tigers. It's come on, just let it go. He had the opportunity to be there and to go on this ride. He chose not to. And he said, grass isn't always greener on the other side. And what did he do? He's chasing the grass. Kudos for him. I will say this. I've said it before. LSU is a better job than Ole Miss, 100%. It's a better job. But I just think with, this day and age in college football, with, NIL and all the stuff you see here, I think you can build a winning program anywhere. I mean, like in Indiana, like at Cignetti, like what he's doing there. That's proof in the pudding's there.
You can do it like that.
Tech.
Yeah, and then even look at what Lane's doing. This is Lane's team. Anybody who's trying to say that's not the case is stupid. This is a Lane Kiffin roster, right?
Yeah,
this
his
is a Lane
roster,
Kiffin
yeah.
roster. He built this roster, and this roster is showing you they can go compete and they can go win big time games, even with him or not there. Truthfully, I know I'm rambling a little bit too much. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good.
I don't even think they win last week with Lane because I don't think Lane
either.
walks out. I don't think Lane walks out his kicker to kick 2 55-yarders, 4th and 5. He's going for it. And I've watched Lane Kiffin
He's a
coach
dog.
football for 6 years.
Yeah,
That kicker's
So-
crazy.
yeah.
And guess what? And they got him for next year too. Re-signed, going nowhere. So Quan Macy's staying. They're like you said, they're not getting the. From what I'm seeing on Twitter, a lot of the players they're retaining the talent. They're staying home. I'm sure there will be a few that go to LSU, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think Ole Miss is America's team right now, and I'm along for the ride. This is great for me.
them
'Cause
in
I've
Indiana
called-
right now are.
Yeah, flip my pick to Ole Miss. We're going Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Smiles hype me up. Give me Ole Miss now. That's all I
think it's a
needed.
unique storyline. I understand Indiana being the most losing program in college football history, but name me another team that's head coach bounces on them, they go win 2 college football playoff games in the semis
That's
because
true,
he said
yeah.
they weren't good. Because he couldn't win a national title there, and they're
Here's my
2 wins
thing.
away from doing it.
If this is the Natty, Ole Miss has proven they're right here, right now. How far down is LSU?
Pretty far. I mean, they've lost
That's what I
20-something
mean.
people to the portal.
They
They've lost a
also-
lot of people to the portal.
They barely beat the Hilltoppers this year. Let's be serious.
Look, I don't know. I think Lane, what he was able to do down in Oxford, he was able to, go and yet again, you read the reports. Was he really the one recruiting or whatnot? Charlie Weiss
He
is the
can
one that
recruit,
did find
though.
Trinidad. but he can recruit. But he was able to do more with less in Ole Miss. So, like, I'm just curious on if he's going to be able to get that out of, sometimes more talent doesn't always mean everything. And, I mean, look at Trinidad. He was 0 stars coming out of the transfer portal. Look at him now. Stars don't matter. Stars don't win you football games.
Twitter videos do.
Look at Indiana. They don't have a 5-star.
Indiana, I love Indiana. I love Indiana. Indiana's a cool story too. It's yet again. I can't remember. It was something today I watched, and they mentioned something about is it good for college football not to have these powerhouses in it? And I think absolutely. I'm sick and tired of watching Georgia, Alabama, and yet again, I don't really hate Ohio State. I just don't like Ryan Day. I'm tired of seeing Ohio State always in the mix. It gets boring. It's like the same shit over and over again. And this brings a unique spectrum to college football. It does, and I love it. And yet again, hopefully they fix this NIL situation. I'm sure it'll take them 4 or 5 years to fix that. But
that's next week's episode. We talk about the portal closing. So
it's interesting for sure, and I love seeing this Final Four. You got 3 teams that never won a Natty, and Miami hasn't won it since what 02, 03, whatever.
01, yeah.
01, yeah. It's been 20-something years for them. So. I'm excited.
Well, Smiles, I want to say thanks for joining the We Know Ball college football podcast. A little different than your NFL podcast. We seen both, so.
Yeah.
Brought that energy to finish it off, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and ramble a little bit. I appreciate you guys. I love ball. Other than that, it's a great day to be a Michigan Wolverine.